Welcome to the news portion of DSI. I'm Mike Mahoney. Medical experts, including the FDA, are pushing back on misinformation regarding kids and vaccine safety. This comes after a letter to a European medical journal gained traction in anti-vaccination communities online. The letter claimed that the COVID spike protein was similar to a protein crucial in childhood development. The letter contained no research or evidence to back its claim. Experts say it is important not to believe everything you see online and that booster shots are the best defense against the coronavirus.
Vaccine mechanisms that are out there have been peer-reviewed and have been studied since the early 2000s and are effective at carrying the appropriate messenger RNA to the cell to get the creation of the protection that we're looking for.
Dr. Snyder also says it is concerning that this faulty report was ever published. Switching gears, across the country, many supermarkets are having trouble stocking their shelves, and Delmarva is no exception. 47 ABC's Anissa Lopez takes a closer look.
A chain of events leaving some grocery store shelves empty.
I mean, you're feeling all of these areas impacted that we've never had problems in due to sickness because of shortages. I mean, these are very interesting times.
Whether you're looking for eggs or meat, you may have a hard time getting your hands on these items. A lot comes down to COVID-19 and supply chain issues.
When the pandemic first hit, everybody was going to the grocery stores, and we had a lot of out of stocks. At that point, then some of the manufacturers began shutting down due to the pandemic.
Three key pieces make up the food supply chain: production, processing, and retail. Each one has been slammed by the pandemic.
I think what we're seeing across the country now is manufacturers, the companies that would make 3 or 4 sizes of something, they're actually starting to downsize and do 2 sizes.
So on top of that, have our trucker shortage, and that actually existed even before the pandemic. There was a shortage for CDL drivers.
And on top of the shortages, there's also the increased costs at every step of the supply chain.
Now we're seeing the main issue now is as a result of the gas prices. I think the delivery, we're seeing delivery costs are higher.
Here at Hawker's Supermarket in Delaware, the vice president says they haven't been hit as hard as their competition, largely because they're an independent store.
Many of your chain stores, they have to put on their shelves what comes from their warehouse, whereas we're fortunate to be able to look elsewhere if need be.
And when it comes to empty supermarket shelves, there's actually something you can do to help. I'm told to help keep these shelves stocked, customers shouldn't panic buy.
Your neighbors and their ability to access food and those essential items is impacted when people start hoarding. And we all remember the toilet paper debacles, and we do not need to relive that.
Anissa Lopez, 47 ABC.
And the vice president for Hawker's Supermarket also tells 47 ABC he thinks if the government can get fuel prices to go down, you'll see grocery prices do the same thing. All right, let's move to Seaford, where $150,000 will go to support the construction of the new Oyster House Park. The Carl M. Freeman Foundation is granting the money to the Chesapeake Conservancy. The park will highlight the downtown Nanticoke River, adding walking trails, an oyster house, a museum, and a whole lot more. The first phase of the project was completed on July 1st, and donors are being sought to raise more than $1 million for phase 2. This $150,000 gift from the Carl M. Freeman Foundation will be a big help going towards that goal. All right, let's toss things over to our chief meteorologist, Daniel Johnson.
All right, Mike, the snow is falling, and it's falling as far north as Rehoboth Beach. You can see there's a dusting right now on the road. And yes, this is the type of snow that's going to stick even on the roadways because temperatures have been so cold as of late, and it's going to stick quickly. So please be safe as you're heading outside. Weather watchers calling in. It's cold. Chucky and Lewis in 25, John in Fenwick 27, Gina in Ocean Pines 27. Betty in Pocomoke 24, Josh in Marion Station 22. It's snowing down there. Betty and Joe in Pocomoke says it's snowing there too. 21 for George and Paula in Bloxham, and it's snowing there as well. Now, temperatures are in the 20s, but wind chills are in the teens. This is what it feels like. Very cold. 10 in Wallops, 10 in Melfa, 16 is what it feels like in Georgetown and Salisbury. A lot of white and a lot of gray here on radar. That is snow across the area. So everywhere you see gray, The snow is falling. The white is the heavier snow as you head down into Virginia, and that's where we're expecting the highest snow totals. A low pressure is developing off the coast, and that will be pushing east-northeast. Heavy snow down in the Carolinas. They don't typically see big storms, but they are in for a significant snowstorm for us. Winter weather advisory for Wicomico, Somerset, Worcester, and winter storm warning down in Virginia, where several inches of snow will likely fall. So periods of snow overnight tonight, likely ending by 4 or 5 in the morning. Temperature staying pretty cold in the 20s, and that's why it's going to stick and stick quickly. I just looked outside on the downtown plaza, and the snow is sticking. The roads are already covered. We're looking at temperatures in the 30s tomorrow afternoon, so a little bit above freezing. Clearing skies, some sunshine by the afternoon, a north wind at 5 to 15. Futurecast does show that snow getting just north of Salisbury into southern Sussex County, and then it hangs out through about 2, 3, 4 in the morning, and then it begins to drift offshore by 5 or 6, and then the snow shuts off. We start to see a little bit of clearing as we head through the afternoon hours. Sunday, a mix of sun and clouds. So this is how much snow we're expecting across the area. Probably a band of 1 to 2 inches of snow from Salisbury down into Somerset County, maybe 2 inches or 3 inches for Ocean City, and then 2 to 4, maybe 2 to 5 inches of snow for our weather watchers, George and Paula in Bloxham down in Virginia. So Accomack, Northampton, where the winter storm warning is in effect, likely seeing over 3 inches or maybe over 4. Near Salisbury, 7-day forecast, a dry weekend here, partly to mostly sunny. Cold too, temperatures in the 30s. The warmest day is Tuesday, 45, with a cold front approaching. That brings us rain late in the day, but that cold front is powerful. It drops our temperatures by the middle to end of the week. Highs in the 30s and lows back into the teens. You're watching DSI. Keep it right here. We'll be right back.